I have been a full-time professional pet sitter and dog walker for about 8 years, and I have seen a lot in my day. And today I'm going to share the story of when a client actually vanished without a trace with their dogs in my care. That's right, they actually skipped town and abandoned their dogs. It was an absolutely crazy time that I learned a lot from. It actually affects the entire operation of my business today, years and years later. So before I get into it, I will ask you to please hit the subscribe button and share this video with other pet sitters and dog walkers. And I would love to hear some of the stories of your crazy experiences down in the comments below. So this was actually one of my very first clients ever. I had just started pet sitting to make a little bit of extra money and to be around animals while I was still working a retail job that I hated. And I did not have a business license, I didn't have insurance, I did not even have set prices or policies. It was literally, hey, I'm Doug the dog guy, I will help you with your pets. Tell me what you need and we'll figure it out. And I made it work around full-time college and a retail job. So when this story starts is I'm actually about to open the store at my old retail job. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning, getting the floor ready, and I get a call, and it's someone saying that they want to board their dogs at my home for 2 or 3 months while they move. And they asked me how much I would charge for that, and I said, honestly, I have no idea. What are you willing to pay? And he said, $600 a month, I'll pay you 2 months in advance. And I remember in this moment, I was standing on the floor of a retail job that I hated. I had never crossed my mind that you could be a full-time pet sitter and dog walker. And when he said that number, I literally saw stars. It was my entire life changed in that moment. It was in that moment that I realized I could quit the job that I hated and make a living being around animals. So nothing else that he said afterwards mattered to me. That was all I could think about. So that being said, the guy shows up at my house the next day with 2 dogs, 1 bag of dog food, a check for $1,200. That's it. No written instructions, no toys, no beds, no nothing. And what he tells me is that he and his wife are actually about to get a divorce. They're both moving to separate states, and they're not sure who's going to take the dogs, or if one of them is going to take one and the other one. They just didn't know what the situation was going to look like. So they wanted me to keep the dogs while they got all that sorted out. And once they were in their new homes and new states, then they would contact me to get the dogs back. And again, I just went along with it. I was so naive. I had no idea what was happening to me. So, as you can imagine, the man starts replying to less and less of my messages immediately. And within the first week or two, his wife's phone is shut off. And then a few days after that, his phone got shut off. So then the only way I had to connect with these people was an email address that they never responded to. And I was continuously trying to contact them and track them down online. Anything that I could do to try to find these people and get in contact with them, I was doing it. And it was literally as if they just vanished off the face of the planet. And because I didn't have a contract or written policies or anything, I was screwed, you know? And it was in this moment that I realized how fast things can go wrong in our industry and what is at stake. Because at this point, I had quit that retail job that I hated. So now here I am at 19, 20 years old, 2 dogs that don't belong to me, no job. It was insane, and it was really all my fault. It was because I should have thought through this situation. I should have seen the red flags. I should have had them sign something and gotten more information from them and all this stuff. And that completely changed the way that I viewed being a pet sitter, and just to this day, the way that I operate my business years and years later. And but anyway, so after 2 months, it took me 2 months to realize that these people were never going to contact with me. They had purposefully abandoned their dogs at my house. And it was at that point that I got in contact with a local rescue, and the rescue was able to find a good home for the dogs and keep them together. I fostered them in the meantime. It was insane. Definitely one of the craziest things I've ever been through as a pet sitter and a dog walker. But again, I learned so much from it, and I'm so glad looking back that I was able to find a good home for the dogs and that things didn't turn worse than they did. And, you know, to this day, 7 years later, I still have no idea what happened to those people, and I would still love to know. It was crazy. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my story. Please share your stories down in the comments below. We're all in this together as pet sitters and dog walkers. Remember, I share my personal stories with you guys every Thursday, and on every Tuesday, I put out a video about building a successful pet care business. So make sure to subscribe to keep up with that. And I'm Doug the Dog Guy from Bad to the Bone Pet Care, reminding you to stay positive.